Incredible defense. Incredible defense. I feel like it would have been better for him to get up and fumble this himself than have this clown do it for him. This is like worse.
Give you a response.
Nailed it. Perfect. Swalwell faces sexual assault accusations and calls to quit governor's race. Eric Swalwell, a Democratic congressman, denied the accounts published by CNN and San Francisco Chronicle. Nancy Pelosi was among those who said he should withdraw from the California governor's race. He faced accusations of sexual misconduct on Friday, prompting immediate calls for him to drop out of the governor's race as key Democratic supporters abandoned him. San Francisco Chronicle published an account Friday from a woman who was not named but gave detailed descriptions of several sexual encounters she had with Mr. Swalwell, including 2 instances which she said he had assaulted her when she was too intoxicated to consent. Hours later, CNN published a report with 4 women accusing Mr. Swalwell of a range of misconduct, including a former staff member who appeared to be the same person in the Chronicle's account. CNN's report also described allegations from a Democratic activist who said Mr. Swalwell had touched her thigh and tried to kiss her in the booth of a bar before bringing her to his hotel room, and from 2 women who said he had sent them unsolicited photos of his penis. Mr. Swalwell immediately denied the accusations, said later on Friday that he would continue to fight them. These allegations are false and come on the eve of an election against the front runner for governor. He said in his initial statement Friday, "For nearly 20 years, I've served the public as a prosecutor and congressman and have always protected women." Guys, don't worry, we can trust him. He says he's always protected women. "I will defend myself with the facts and where necessary, bring legal action." That's how you can tell you can trust someone, bro. Allegations were already upending Mr. Swalwell's campaign, with senior officials quitting and powerful interest groups retracting their endorsements. Oh, sorry, I skipped this accidentally. New York Times has not confirmed the accusations of sexual assault. Representative Jimmy Gomez, a California Democrat who had been his campaign chairman, said he was stepping down immediately, called on Mr. Swalwell to withdraw from the race. Mr. Gomez called the accounts of misconduct the ugliest and most serious accusations imaginable. "My involvement in any campaign begins and ends with trust," Mr. Gomez said, adding that Mr. Swalwell should leave the race so there can be full accountability without doubt, distraction, or delay. Skipping ahead a little bit. One of the 4 women in the report, in the CNN report, Ali Samarco, said in an interview with the Times on Friday night that Mr. Swalwell sent her inappropriate messages on Snapchat in 2021. Ms. Samarco, a 28-year-old content creator who was working as a field organizer for the Democratic Party of Virginia on behalf of Terry McAuliffe, a candidate for governor, when she reached out to Mr. Swalwell on Twitter that August. After some conversation, he offered to connect Ms. Samarco, then 24, with his team and gave her his personal cell phone number, asking her to text him. Conversation shifted from work to more friendly chatting. She said providing screenshots of text messages to the Times. Later, he asked if she had a Snapchat account. She did not have records of those exchanges because Snapchat content disappears after a period of time. On Snapchat, he sent her messages she felt were inappropriate, asking her personal questions, discussing alcohol, telling her she was attractive. A lot of it was like photos of him going on trips, on airplanes and hotels, him laying in bed, and then things like, "What would you do if I was like with you or wish you were here?" Once unprompted, Mr. Swalwell sent her photo of his penis. Ms. Samarco said, "It made me feel gross, uncomfortable." She said, "I didn't ask for that." About 3 months after Ms. Samarco's text exchanges with Mr. Swalwell began, his wife gave birth to their 3rd child. While he was posting photos of the baby on public social media platforms, he was writing Ms. Samarco in private. He would send me messages like, "When am I going to see you?" The messages, she said, were off-putting, and she slowly stopped responding, realizing that he was not going to help her find a job. By December 2021, they had fallen out of touch. The allegations had prompted some of Mr. Swalwell's closest allies in Congress to abandon him. Senator Adam Schiff, a California Democrat who had been the most prominent state leader to have endorsed Mr. Swalwell, called on Mr. Swalwell to drop out. But he's always protected women. Okay. Maybe 2021 was a different time, but I do feel like the second anyone asks for a Snapchat, it's like, what? Thus chat? Yeah. Haven't used it since college. That was over 10 years ago. It's so crazy to me to think about like Snapchat usage, which I remember when it came out, and I think I spent 99.9999% of the time on there maintaining streaks with like my friends. So it's so bizarre to think about the fact that the app was like the vast majority of it is just used for not that. And now it's just like low key, just like the creeping app. Oh, dude. The worst thing, chat, if there's anyone in here who doesn't know this, the worst thing you can ask someone is, "Do you have a Snapchat?" That is like the worst thing you can ask someone. And I'm not joking. You have a kick. And then I saw this recently today. I haven't gotten a chance to look at it because it was literally published while we were streaming, but I wanted to see this.
CNN has new exclusive.
Former staffer says Representative Eric Swalwell raped her.
Eric Swalwell, the Democrat, is running for California governor, as you know. He's been facing rumors on social media about sexual misconduct allegation that he has denied. CNN's Pamela Brown and her team have spoken with 4 accusers, including a former staffer who went on camera to share her story. A warning, you're about to hear some disturbing and graphic details. Here's Pamela Brown's report.
I kept figuring out ways to blame myself. I shouldn't have reached out to him at all. I should have left. I should have done this. Well, Eric shouldn't have raped me.
This Capitol Hill staffer is coming forward for the first time on camera to talk about her experience with Congressman Eric Swalwell. He is now a leading Democratic candidate for governor of California.
Let's get together, make the biggest wave this state has ever seen.
Swalwell was in his late 30s and married when she joined his office as an intern and became a junior staffer. She's speaking in shadow as she fears professional consequences.
It was in 2019. I was, again, driving him to an event. This was my job.
And you were 21 years old.
And I was 21 years old. We see some sort of parking lot, and he says to pull over. He pulls out his penis and instructs me to give him oral sex. And I started to. Again, I felt incredibly uncomfortable. And I stopped, and I said to him, this feels really uncomfortable, and
Okay, I don't know how much of the video got through. I think we watched like a minute before it froze, so I'll skip another minute.
CNN has new exclusive.
Calls her allegations false.
I think
His
we were
campaign
here.
responded earlier to vague accusations on social media related to his behavior with staffers.
Did you ever behave inappropriately with female staffers?
No, it's false. And also, some of the allegations I've seen, which is that we've had NDAs in the office. There's never been an allegation, and there's never been a settlement. And I will also just take stock that look, we're 20.
Dude, this is not the play. This is not the play. You can't have your cake and eat it too. We've never had any NDAs. I kind of don't even believe that. I'm sorry. It's actually it's almost like erring on the side of too cautious. I feel like it'd be normal to have NDAs for staffers about your campaign. I don't know. That doesn't even seem like that crazy. But besides that point, there have never been any allegations ever. What are you talking about? What about this right now? And there have never been any lawsuits ever about this. You literally just threatened to sue these people. What do you mean? Huh?
7 days before an election starts.
Did he ask you to send him lewd photos?
yes,
And did he ever send lewd photos?
yes. He would send short Snapchat videos of him rubbing his penis through his pants while on the airplane.
The staffer says she liked Swalwell's attention at first and nervously went along with it, which included sending back nude photos.
I'm sorry. What happened to basic workplace, I don't know, not dignity, but respect? What besides the fact that as someone who's running for any office or as a sitting congressman or any sitting politician, the smallest things can destroy your career, the smallest bits of sexual misconduct. I mean, I've seen, I forget her name. There was that one, been more than one, but there was that one, I want to say, I don't remember if she was a mayor or rep, but she had photos of her in dom clothing or something, and then her career was over because of that. And there wasn't even anything non-consensual about that. How are you how are you engaging in this behavior as a sitting representative? How?
Photos of herself. But in September 2019, she says she and some friends met up with Swalwell. After a night of heavy drinking, she says she woke up naked.
Crazy idea, but I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't be sexually involved with your staffers.
Naked with Swalwell in a hotel room with no memory of what happened.
The 5 of us were having some drinks. At some point, it was time to go home. I got in an Uber. I was taken to the Aloft Dublin Pleasanton where he was staying, and I don't remember what happened that night. But I know that there was sexual contact. because when I woke up in the morning, I could feel that there was. And he said as much, too.
What did he say?
That last night was great. It didn't feel great to me because I didn't remember it.
And so you blacked out and you end up in his hotel room and wake up with him.
Yes.
She says another incident occurred in 2024 after this event in New York, where Swalwell gave a speech.
Some of us are working hard on Capitol Hill.
At the time, she no longer worked for Swalwell's office.
I decided to ask him to meet me for a drink. And I did this because I was so far removed from what had happened in 2019. I felt safe because I was established. I had a partner. I felt more secure that I could have a strictly professional relationship with this person. After that bar closed, we went to another. I went to the bathroom, and I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember anything?
I remember the next day, I can see flashes of that evening, of him on top of me pushing him off, him grabbing me. It was a lot more aggressive. It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes, I said no. In my flash that I can recall, I was pushing him off of me saying no.
And what did he do?
He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. And you woke up the next morning.
I woke up the next morning naked, alone in his hotel room. I, for a moment, didn't even know I was in his hotel room. That's how intoxicated I was. And I called my mom, the only person I could think that could help me.
Her mother confirmed her account in an interview with CNN. CNN also reviewed screenshots.
How hard is it to not make sexual advances on someone who is clearly bordering on blackout drunk, if not blackout drunk?
Shots of texts she sent to.
Yeah, a lot of other people are also suggesting it, but like, how? Let me make a suggestion really quickly. The CNN article about this, because they're the ones that broke this story. In 2019, when she was still working for him, she said she woke up naked with him in a hotel room after a night of heavy drinking. That she had no memory of what happened, but could feel physically that they had sexual contact. So, her report suggests that there was a night of heavy drinking. It's possible, it's within the realm of possibility for him to have drugged her, but there isn't any report on that at this moment. And also, even if he didn't, even if she did just have a lot of drinks, I don't feel like it's that hard to say, hey, you seem really drunk. You seem like really, really, really drunk. I'm just going to get you an Uber home. All right? Can I just get you an Uber home? Okay. This is weird for me. Like, even if there was no roofing or date rape drugging at all, like, I don't even feel like you can tell when someone is super wasted. It's hard to be blackout drunk and have people not notice that you're fucking wasted. I mean, I have personally yet to run into a person who is clearly drunk out of their mind and be like, they seem sober. It's never happened to me, ever. I have never accidentally mistaken a blackout drunk person for a sober person, ever.
A friend saying she was, quote, sexually assaulted by Eric. She also shared this note from a physician's assistant calling her a, quote, survivor after she went to get tested for STDs 1 week later.
Why do you feel like it's so important to speak out now?
When I found out there were others who might have been impacted by Eric in different ways, I realized I couldn't be scared anymore because that is how he keeps us quiet. The fear, the shame.
In addition to this former staffer, 3 other women who spoke with CNN also alleged sexual misconduct by Swalwell. One said he kissed her and touched her without her consent. 2 of the women said he sent them unsolicited explicit messages or nude images of himself, something the others say Swalwell did with them as well. One shared this message where he commented on her photo and wrote, quote, that swimsuit, with an expletive. You like it? She responded. Yes, very much like, he wrote. In a statement to CNN, Swalwell said, quote, "These allegations are false and come on the eve of an election against the frontrunner for governor. For nearly 20 years, I have served the public as a prosecutor and a congressman and have always protected women."
There is another me out there. There is another young girl who dreams of working in this field and believes in him and could fall into this trap.
And that's why you're speaking out.
Yeah.
You want to protect others like you when you were young.
No one protected me. Sorry. No one protected me, and I don't want someone else to suffer because I know what I know.
And Pamela Brown joins me now. Pamela, unbelievably intense in terms of that conversation.
I saw this one Caroline Kwan tweet that kind of like, let me say a couple things. I think people expect more out of people who know more. And I think there are a lot of bad behaviors that you can shrug off or you can understand because of someone's lack of knowledge or someone's age or whatever, right? Like when it comes out that like some 20-year-old was being weird or something to somebody else, it's like, okay, well, okay. I mean, you're 20, you don't fucking know anything. Okay, understandable. When you're talking to someone in politics, who is supposed to be fighting for women. Let me just confirm something, just making sure. Democrat, by the way. Democrat that's supposed to be fighting for women, 45 years old. There's no excuse on, oh, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I was really drunk and they were really drunk. Like there's none of that. None of that even begins to enter the equation at all. Literally none of that begins to enter the equation. I missed that part. Yeah, he was a knob if he does that and claims that he's fighting for women. Wife knew. Apparently she wouldn't let him have an apartment in DC because of this. These people are sharks, find one another. Same shit with Noam and her husband. But he said all the correct things, so I'll vote for him. Libbers. Yeah. I think we forget how we just had Andrew Cuomo a few months ago with the same shit. It's a repeating cycle. Pretty cut and dry, but a good rule of thumb is if either you or your partner have had too much to drink, it's probably not a good idea to do that. Yeah, I'm saying like when you just gain the ability to start drinking, right? Like legally start drinking, and that a bar will admit you. And you're 21 and you don't even know how drunk. When you're wasted, it's very difficult to tell who else is wasted. Who else is as wasted as you? Because when you're really drunk, you don't feel drunk. You're like, I've had a little to drink. I'm drinking a little bit. And it's like, I'm 5 drinks in. You're like, no, I'm not that drunk. You're not that drunk either. You think you're more sober than you are, and it's easy to accidentally think other people are as sober as you are, which is really drunk. There is some level of maybe understanding that you can lend there, where it's like, oh, if you actually did have, checks notes, 12 drinks, yeah, how the fuck were you even still walking, bro? What the fuck? All right, man. You really shouldn't let yourself get that fucking drunk, all right? You really should. Switch my earbuds really quickly. My point is, like, in your youth, maybe there's, like, some semblance of, I didn't realize what I was doing, and I should know better than to... I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I should know better than to get that drunk and to try and talk to other people when I'm that drunk. Like, that's not a good idea, right? It's really only been in the last decade that TV and movies slowed down on the whole give her a few drinks to loosen her up, and that's how you get laid trope. If you want to see crazy drunk, oh, all right. I thought you were saying that like people don't realize that they're drunk. I was like, I feel like even when I drink 2 or 3 drinks, sometimes I don't realize how drunk I am. And then later I'm like, wow, I just feel so comfortable talking about Leon Kennedy and how much I love living with everyone around me. Did I ever tell you that you're great? And then I'm like, I start getting sober and I'm like, why am I oversharing? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Cringe. Hello, cringe alert. No, not doing my bad. Okay, sorry. I thought you were saying like No, everyone who drinks knows exactly how drunk they are. I was like, that can't be right. Literally, that can't be right. What was I saying? What was I on? Oh yeah, I don't know, man. Is there not any like professional, like, should we not have professional work environments? And I would say that like if you as a staffer are joining in a campaign for a Democrat that claims to be there for women, I don't think it's unreasonable that you would be like, yeah, we can go get some drinks, sure. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken. I feel like I got drinks with coworkers and bosses all the time when I worked in traditional workplaces. I feel like it's not unreasonable to get drinks in the United States with the people that you work with. And I don't think it's unreasonable that you would think that someone who is married with kids, who claims to fight for women, is a Democrat, is going to take advantage of you when they're 20 years older than you. Like, that's not, I don't think that that's an unreasonable assumption there. Did professional environments ever exist? I think there are lots of professional environments. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that, especially if you're like, you'd assume safe hands going in by the descriptor. Yeah. I don't think you should be punished because you incorrectly assume that someone who shouldn't have taken advantage of you did. I did see this. Unfortunately, in our society, if at any point you like the attention or wanted it, people think you can't change your mind or that it's your fault. Yeah, there are a lot of people that engage in that mindset, which is disappointing to say the least. Let me pull this up really quickly. Caroline made this really good tweet. She said, one major reason I burnt out of working in politics in my early 20s is because of how much sexual harassment I experienced, mostly from incumbent politicians who had been in power for decades. When I finally reported one particularly bad incident to my bosses, they apologized and took me off the campaign, but they didn't drop the politician as a client. I quit shortly after. The industry of politics has always existed in a culture of pervasive abuse, much like the wider world surrounding it. A man who lost a civil rape trial is named thousands of times in the Epstein files and has dozens of allegations against him, sits in the Oval Office. A man sexually harassed 13 women and then engaged in illegal retaliation against his victims, just ran for mayor of New York City last year. Anyone inclined to believe Eric Swalwell and dismiss the credible allegations against him is at best in denial of the reality of endemic abuse and at worst intentionally complicit in protecting Swalwell from accountability. I really don't think that it's an unreasonable ask that if you're literally a fucking sitting congressperson, you don't actively make sexual advances, let alone rape people who work for you. I don't think that that's that big of an ask. I think it's actually a very small ask. You're asking for too much. Sorry, my bad, sorry. Caroline also talked about her experiences working in Democratic campaign offices. Yeah, they shouldn't be dating staffers. I mean, exactly. But it is a power thing for them, right? Yeah, it is. That's why they don't go anywhere else. It's because they like the power and they like the control that they have. And they know that those people feel like, oh, well, this guy is a great guy. He wouldn't do anything like that. Like, this guy fights for women, right? Bruh. Yeah, you can't trust you with a 19-year-old and you want me to trust you to represent me? Get the fuck out. I think this woman in particular, she was 21 or 4. There were 2 separate incidents. But the point still stands. Like,
What else do we know about how the campaign's been responding? I mean, obviously he's running for governor. He's a member of Congress. This is unbelievably striking.
Yeah, he is under mounting pressure to withdraw from Democratic leaders. His campaign is unraveling since these allegations came to light today. And Congressman Swalwell, for his part, posted this video defending himself, particularly against the sexual assault allegations. So I want to watch what he posted to social media.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations, and I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened, and I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election where I have been the frontrunner candidate for governor in California. I do not suggest to you in any way that I'm perfect or that I'm a saint. I have certainly made mistakes in judgment in my past, but those mistakes are between me and my wife. And to her, I apologize deeply for putting her in this position. I also apologize.
he kind of looks like if you took Dexter But instead of making him someone who kills murderers, it's just someone who rapes women.
I apologize to you if in any way you have doubted your support for me. But I think you know who I am. For over 20 years, I have served the public. As a city councilman, as a member of Congress, and as a prosecutor who went to court on behalf of victims, particularly on behalf of sexual assault victims. That's who I am and have always been. This weekend, I'm going to spend time with my family and friends. And I appreciate those who have reached out to me to show support.
Someone should warn them.
And I look forward to updating you very soon.
Mentioning his wife is strange and damning, IMO. I mean, I just think, unfortunately, the Trump reality that we live in right now and the Trump strategy of deny, 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 it's effective, which is why people are going to keep doing it forever. There is nothing more effective than that strategy.
A lawyer for Swalwell sent two of the women CNN spoke with cease and desist letters on Thursday. That was a day after CNN first reached out to his campaign to request comment, according to copies of the letters that they provided CNN, the women. Now, the letters called the women's accounts false, ordered them to retract their statements, and warned of potential legal action if they continue to speak out. The women stand by their accounts to us. Laura.
Imagine that caveman coming in for an unwanted kiss.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The political fallout, it has been swift. House Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi is encouraging him to drop out of the race for California governor, saying any investigation that happens, quote, is best done outside of a gubernatorial campaign. Other Democrats, even more forceful. Longtime ally and California Senator Adam Schiff saying, quote, I am withdrawing my indictment immediately and believe that he should withdraw from the race.
Congressman Swalwell's attorney, Elias Dubai, joins us live now from Los Angeles exclusively. Thank you so much for joining us. CNN gave Congressman Swalwell multiple opportunities to respond on camera to Pamela's reporting. I invited him to join us live tonight. He just posted that video online.
Was it 2 survivors or 4 that came out? I think currently the number is at 4. Last I checked.
But why won't he join us to answer the questions directly?
Well, let me start by telling you that we take these allegations very seriously. The congressman categorically denies any misconduct took place, and we intend to vindicate his rights in court.
So when you say that you take them seriously,
Denims chatter in Hassan's chat yesterday said that it was known among staffers that he wasn't allowed by his wife to have a place to stay in D.C. for congressional stays.
Are you suggesting, and what he just said there was that he made mistakes between me and my wife, I apologize to her deeply. Is he saying that he cheated on his wife but didn't do anything illegal?
I'm not going to get into the details of that. Our investigation is ongoing. A lot of it is privileged. But I can tell you, based on the video that you just played, the congressman takes accountability for potential lapses in judgment. But
where?
Again, categorically denies any wrongdoing.
So your investigation is ongoing. Why isn't he here, though, to answer those questions? You didn't answer that question. Why isn't he putting himself out there to answer the questions directly?
Well, he has a campaign to run. He's busy. He's taking these.
He's too busy to deal with one of the things that is the most important to his campaign. Bruh. Are we just, can I just ask, just what? Just for 1 second. What are we doing here? He's too busy with his campaign that he can't make time to save his fucking failing campaign. The campaign is gone, people. The campaign has been gone, people.
Allegations seriously, and again, as he told you in that video, he's spending time with his family and his wife and his friends, and that's his choice.
It really is not lost on me that this is this guy's personal 9/11, and it was also 9/11 p.m.
So there are now 4 different women who accuse
Dude, fuck this. I'm planking, bro.
Congressman Swalwell of sexual misconduct. Is your position that all of them are lying?
Look, as an attorney, I look at credibility, I look at motive, and I have to question the timing of these allegations 25 days out from an election. Many of these allegations are from women who claim that the wrongdoing took place many years ago. And in those years, the evidence I've seen demonstrates that these women, certain of them, have reached out to the congressman on multiple occasions, wishing him nothing but the best, supporting his campaign, saying that they'd vote for him for governor, asking for references for jobs, attending social events with him.
This is nasty work. Well, some of those women, they attended the same events as him. So I don't know that we could trust them. It's kind of giving, some of the women in the Epstein files have mental issues. I don't know. Maybe it's because they were sexually trafficked as children. Valid plank out. Thank you. Sorry. Sometimes you just got to plank out, man. I can't. I just can't.
So from my perspective, looking at the facts, I do have to question the credibility of these allegations.
You know that there's a long history and a lot of evidence of sexual assault experts who say that the victims often go back to the perpetrators and that is frequently a thing. So just because they went back and continued a relationship with him, everything they're saying is not true?
I'm telling you that I'm assessing the credibility of the claims that are being made, the timing of the allegations, and it raises eyebrows.
Raises eyebrows. I don't see any eyebrows raised, TBQH, bro. I don't see Matt Gaetz on the screen.
But there is evidence. I mean, in Pam's piece, she showed a note from a physician's assistant that called her a survivor. She had an STD pregnancy testing. We talked to family and friends she confided in. We saw text messages from the time. That was way before he was running for governor, at a time when she believed in him as a candidate and as a congressperson.
I'd prefer not to get into those.
That was all cooked up years ago?
I'd prefer not to get into those details at this time, but I can say that those text messages were sent by someone who was in a relationship at the time and may have had her own motives.
What does that mean?
The investigation is ongoing, and I do plan on vindicating the congressman's rights. So
the Democratic leader of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, is calling for a swift investigation in the House, where the congressman is still a member. Is Congressman Swalwell prepared to testify under oath that he never had sexual relations with any staffer?
That's something that we have not looked at yet. I'm hearing this now for the first time, and I'm not prepared.
I'm hearing this for the first time right now. I'm hearing this for the first time. This dude is not helping his case. LMAO, like, bro, what?
Congressman is still a member. Is Congressman Swalwell prepared to testify under oath that he never had sexual relations with any staffer?
That's something that we have not looked at yet. I'm hearing this now for the first time, and I'm not prepared to.
Incredible defense. Incredible defense. I feel like it would have been better for him to get up and fumble this himself than have this clown do it for him. This is like worse.
Give you a response.
Nailed it. Perfect.
So he is not prepared to testify under oath before a House Ethics Commission.
That's not what I said. I said I have not discussed that.
So he's willing to testify under.
I didn't say either one of those. I said that I have not discussed that with the congressman, and that's something.
Wait, I want to find his exact words in the transcript. Hold up. Wait. This fucking scummy dude. Sack of shit. Is Congressman Swalwell prepared to testify under oath that he's never had sexual relations with any staffer? That's something we have not looked at yet. I am hearing this now for the first time, so I am not prepared to give you a response. And then the other guy, Alex, responded, so he is not prepared to testify under oath before a House Ethics Commission. He's literally sitting, look up, he's like sitting on the highest shelf that I have in this room, and he's going like this and going, all right. That is incredible. What do you mean you didn't prepare with your client on whether or not he would be able to, under oath, say, I didn't have sexual relations with any of these women? I'm hearing this for the first time right now. Wow. I'm hearing this for the first time that we did not discuss that. We did not discuss that.
Something that we will look at.
So there is a growing list of Swalwell's friends and colleagues.
Wait, let me set up Mayor Kat's shelf. I went to set it up. He got down. One sec. I'm listening, though. I'm listening.
Who had endorsed him for governor, but now say that they are pulling their endorsement. That includes Congressman Jimmy Gomez and Senator Adam Schiff, who were campaign co-chairs. They now say he should drop out. Is Eric Swalwell still running for governor of California tonight?
As of this moment, yes, he is. He intends to continue his campaign. Yes, very much so. The notion that all these people, the notion that all these people pulled their support, I suspect that there are political machinations behind the scenes explaining why the Democratic Party has decided to try to consolidate the vote in order to make sure that a Democratic candidate makes it past the primary. So I'm not surprised to see that.
That doesn't make any sense. That's one thing if we're talking about the candidates that
there are some evil machinations at play that would make people leave and stop supporting a candidate being accused of rape. It can't possibly be that no one wants to defend a rapist, an alleged rapist. It's got to be some political machinations preventing this man from being able to speak to women. Interesting. We will be getting to the bottom of this post haste. Incredible.
Running against him. These are people who endorsed him. These are some of his best friends in Congress. Ruben Gallego, one of his closest friends. Jimmy Gomez, who he asked to chair the campaign. People who have made commercials for him saying go out and vote for him. They are now saying on the record that he should drop out. Many of them saying they believe the women, not him. I mean, why are they all lying? What is their motivation in this? And why is he not listening to his best friends in Congress?
People are free to make their choices. I think this might be an example of a rush to judgment. We have not seen any evidence to support these allegations, and people are rushing to judgment. That's their choice.
Why have none of Swalwell's closest allies come out tonight to back him up?
It's early in the night. That might change.
So Swalwell said to at least one of the women that he wanted to take their conversations to Snapchat. Why?
That might change. Copium. That might. Guys, quick question. Person who's a fucking idiot and knows nothing. Did it change? Did we change? Did that change yet?
Why would he want to communicate with disappearing messages with younger individuals that he's interacting with in a professional capacity?
Well, I haven't seen any evidence that ever took place.
Well, okay. Hopefully we can provide that to you later, but at least
I'll look forward to seeing the evidence.
So several of the women received cease and desist letters. They have now spoken out. Do you plan on prosecuting or going forward with legal action against the women?
We are looking at the evidence, and that is something that we are taking very seriously. These allegations were made anonymously. We triangulated sources, and we were able to identify.
We're triangulating the sources.
Who was making these claims. We believe that these claims are false, and once we had enough information
Vote is my liar, dog. Am I gonna win this election cycle?
to determine who was making them, we sent cease and desist letters, and we're now looking at all available legal options. Yes.
When is Eric Swalwell going to be back on the campaign trail?
That's not clear. He's taking time with his family right now, and that's a decision for him to make.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and talking with us, and we look forward, hopefully, to having the opportunity to talk with him as well. Elias Dubai, thanks so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
Dude, Alex becoming my goat, bro. Can't wait for everyone to post all the horrible things that guy's done. Actually, someone on CNN actually, this guy's name is Elias Dubai. What the hell? Kind of a hard name, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that CNN allowed difficult interviews. I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware that interviews are actually allowed to be brutally frame mogging. I didn't know you could do that on CNN. This guy didn't know you could do that on CNN. This guy's like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the hell? This is CNN. You're supposed to ask me how my day is and what I think of the weather conditions. And then you're supposed to quickly say, I know that there are some allegations, but anyways, what do you like to do for what's your ideal date? Oh, me too. You can't see it, but I'm kicking my feet right now. Yeah, me too. Bro thought he signed up for the Israel package. He had no idea, bro. He had no idea. Okay, so what's your favorite dinosaur? Bro was expecting questions about Hassan. He's like, let me check my notes. Hassan is bad because Hassan is bad. Wait, sorry. Hassan is evil. Hassan is a terrorist. Oh, I didn't prepare for this. Wait, you wanted me to defend my client? What the fuck? Okay, what about the Dow? Did I mention that already? This is a brutal frame mogging.
We appreciate you coming on and talking with us, and we look forward, hopefully, to having the opportunity to talk with him as well. Elias Dubai, thanks so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
Let's go back now to CNN's chief investigative correspondent, Pamela Brown. Your first reaction to what we just heard?
Well, yeah, a few things. First of all, Alex, when he says he engaged in no wrongdoing, there's legal wrongdoing, right? And there's moral wrongdoing. And I didn't hear clearly a specification as it came to that. And one of the big points that his attorney raises is that, look, this happened years ago. Why are these women coming out now during an election cycle where he's leading? And we asked that question, and you heard it there in the piece, Alex. I asked the woman I interviewed, why now, if this happened several years ago? And you heard her say there was shame, there was fear, but also over the last couple of weeks on social media, there have been rumors that other women had these claims. And the women we spoke with, including the one I sat down with, said that emboldened them and gave them the confidence to want to speak out. And as you heard the woman I interviewed, help other women.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that Swalwell puts out a video but doesn't answer questions and gives you guys a very generic statement. And then the attorney comes on and says that he's launching an investigation. But when we ask specific questions about the evidence, says that he hasn't completed his investigation. So
yeah.
it seems like there's not a lot of answers coming out of the Swalwell campaign at all.
And what I noticed too.
How is this the most pressing issue and you didn't prepare for the most basic questions? In a film when a lawyer is talking and the representative is sitting at home with his head in his hands saying, for God's sake, don't say that. That's what that was. I don't.
A couple of days ago, Congressman Swalwell was asked on the trail, have you ever had an inappropriate sexual relationship with a staffer? And he said, no, that's false. What I noticed in the video he sent out tonight, he didn't talk about that. He didn't.
I'm locking you in gay baby jail. Gay baby jail came from a speedrunner. That does not surprise me at all. By locking him in gay baby jail, I mean forcing Wormy out of this stream room and forcing him to stay in the stream room with me. Because he's trying to chase her and she's just chillaxing right now. And she's pissing him off. He's pissing her off.
Having a sexual relationship with a staffer. He was really focused. He said he denies the sexual assault allegations, which, of course, as you know, Alex, is criminal. And then he went on to say he was apologized to his wife, which, as you indicated, is he saying that there was misconduct, but maybe not.
What's the point of apologizing to his wife? You either go full denial and say, none of this is true. I'm going to go home to my beautiful wife and kids. We're having a great time. Fuck you guys. Or you go full apology.
Not legal misconduct. The lawyer really didn't answer that question. There's still a lot of questions here. And as you pointed out, Alex, some of his friends in Democratic politics are now putting pressure on him to withdraw from this race. And
for the embarrassment, but then shouldn't he be asking those women to apologize? Should he be saying, and honestly, mainstream media should be issuing an apology to my wife for trying to humiliate and embarrass her by going after me or something like, why would you be the one who's trying to act like it's just cheating and not rape and abuse? Bruh.
The lawyer seems to indicate that's not going to happen. We'll see how this plays out because his campaign is really unraveling right now.
Bro, These are my Democrats. Am I cooked? Denims is mounting a more affirmative defense than his lawyer. I would like to apologize to my wife for wrongdoing that I am not prepared to legally admit. Wife is probably ruined by this. I don't know. It seems like the wife was aware. Yeah, it seems like his wife was aware. I'm really stuck on why his statement was so bad and his lawyer was so bad. Karma. I mean, again, it's like, I think this is one of those things where it's an ego problem. And you can tell a lot by how someone responds to the criticism, to the initial allegations or whatever. A woman accuses you of rape and the first place you go is like, I have done nothing ever wrong in my life forever. Also, I'm going to sue anyone who maybe is saying things about me that are totally incorrect and wrong. Also, I'm sorry to my wife. Huh? You're just like going down the list, rapid fire, trying to figure out what might work. Like, what the He's doing the tectone strat. Yep. I protected women my whole career, except for the times that I didn't do that. Except for that. All right. That was different. It didn't count because that was off time. Okay. I protected women when I was on the clock. And when I was off the clock, I was making up for all of the women that I was protecting. All right. Yeah, exactly. This helps clean up the California jungle primary a bit, though. Might end up being a positive for Dems in California if he drops out. I guess we'll wait and see, bro. I personally am not shedding any tears over an alleged rapist and sexual predator. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like wokey McWoke, but I think if you're a Democrat, you're a Democrat running for any office, I feel like the bare minimum should be that you aren't actively trying to take advantage of young women staffers that are working for you. And I don't think it is unreasonable to suggest that younger women who are working for you didn't expect you to want to make sexual advances. You know, given the whole, you're supposed to be there to protect women, this is a professional work environment, you are married with kids thing. Here you go, Californians. Rapist, bully, or billionaire? Just put out the "this is why I left the left" video and move on. Seems like his defense is, I didn't drug and assault anyone. I just used my power dynamic as their boss and a politician to consensually cheat on my wife who knows about all of this as well. Why would I want that person to represent me? Literally, why? Why would I want that person ever? Typical male categories. We don't know that she knew that. I don't know, man. I think if you're telling your husband no, you can't have an apartment in DC. Interesting. I wonder if prostitution was legal. Would this shit still happen in the US? Oh, absolutely. Because you have to understand that for like, now, obviously this is all, these are all just allegations until any of this like hits the courts. Which I hope those women sue for damages, but yeah, get ready for the "but she wanted it and sent pics" victim blaming. The problem is that predators or rapists specifically want and they like the power dynamic. That's what they like. That's the appeal for the average predator. So it's like, even if you had that wouldn't like magically fix anything. You think the word allegations is a lot of work in discrediting facts and victims? No, I don't think so. I think the people who want to believe victims will believe victims regardless of whether or not they're allegations. Also, it's just like the accurate term. It is an allegation until it is in a court document proving or not proving X, Y, and Z. That's just like the way that you would describe what, like the sky is blue or whatever. Statements made from one person about another person are allegations. Allegations is just the legal term, yeah. And yeah, sorry, to be very clear, obviously, in case it isn't obvious, one of the most important parts of this story is that, like, this is supposed to be a sitting congressperson that's supposed to be able to make good, rational decisions on your behalf, and he can't even make good, rational decisions for his fucking marriage, bro. He can't even make good personal decisions in his personal life, and he's supposed to be representing and making good decisions for the state, bruh. Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I want someone with a little bit better, their moral character to be just like a little bit better.